poetry and type?
Not really.
Good evening. There's nothing I like better than a small party. I'm going to have a wonderful time tonight because I get to introduce you to very special people. First person is Mrs. Pauline Wade, who is a leading citizen and community leader of Lawrenceville, has done wonderful work for the community. Correct me if I'm wrong, had been president of the Lawrenceville Rotary, is that right? But you were the only woman for a while. The first woman member of the Lawrenceville Rotary Club for the past 2 years has been president of the Lions Club and is now a member of the board of the Lions Club and has been very instrumental in helping us with our work here at the theater for the visually impaired. Pauline Wade.
Kind of overwhelming. I wasn't sure exactly what I would say or what I was expected to say, and I guess I'll tell you how I got involved when I first came here. I was the president of the Lawrenceville Business Association when Glenn and Ed got into this venture, and the Business Association supported it. They were glad to see this kind of activity comes from a lot of other wonderful things in Lawrenceville since then. And so over the years, we supported it and attended it. The Rotary had functions here, and the Lions Club has had functions here. When the theater worked with the blind and did the blind workshop and had performances, the Lions Club at the end of every year gives out the funds that they've collected. And we decided that we would make some small contributions. So each year for the last several years, we've given the theater some money, and the people here decide what they wanted to do with it, and they used it well. Personally, I've enjoyed coming. I've enjoyed all the different kinds of plays and activities that have been here. It's all kinds of different things that I would ordinarily get exposed to, and I enjoyed it. It was good to be able to come. I live in Lawrenceville. I've been here since 1981. And it's just a pleasure to know these people. So I've heard Ilene before, and I think most of you have if you haven't, you're in for a treat. So have a good time.
Well, she did it to me again, made me get dressed up.
No sneakers.
All right, Eileen, and those sneakers. God. But I got it. Look at him. What? No tie.
God.
Miss Ilene Sirocca.
Light the candle. Get the eyes out. Roll the rug up. It's today. Though it may not be anyone's birthday, and though it's no special day of the year, I know that this very minute has history in it. We're here, it's a time for making merry, and so I'm for making hay to the grand old dance your shoe. out, and we're all flooded with them from the time we can remember. Probably the first kind of party we are introduced to is the birthday party. And I imagine for most children it's really fun. But some children, perhaps, for example, this little girl in this next song, they don't even know if they're going to have a party. And this little girl has only her toy animals to confide in. Little lamb, my birthday is here at last. Little lamb, a birthday goes by so fast. Little bear, you sit on my right there. Little hen, what games shall we play and when? Little cat, oh why do you look so blue? Did somebody paint you like that? Or is it your birthday too? Little fish, do you think I'll get my wish? Little lamb, I wonder how old I am. I wonder how old I am. Little Well, next on the list comes the teenage party. In some circles, I guess the first one would be, the coming out ball, the debutante party, the Sweet 16. For me, it was the first school dance in the parking lot, but whatever party it is, it can be a very wonderful, very exciting and frightening time. So much so that a young girl like Gigi needs all the help she can get. Say a prayer for me tonight. I'll need every prayer that you can spare to get me by. Say a prayer, and while you're praying, just keep saying she's much too young to die. On to your Waterloo, whispers my heart. Pray I'll be Wellington, not Bonaparte. Oh, say a prayer for me this evening. Bow your head and please stay on your knees tonight. But then you put on your makeup, and you do your hair, and you put on your beautiful party dress. You start to feel if she's Cinderella going to the ball. When you're driving in the moonlight on the highway, when you're driving in the moonlight to the dance, you are breathless with a wild anticipation of adventure and excitement and romance. Then at last you see the towers of the palace silhouetted on the side of the park, and below them is a row of lighted windows, like a lovely diamond necklace in the dark. From the moment that you come into the ballroom and the room itself is floating in the air, if you're suddenly confronted by His Highness, you are frozen like a statue on the stair. You're afraid you'll hear the way your heart is beating, and you know you must the first advance. You are seriously thinking of retreating. Then you seem to hear Him asking you to dance. A lovely night, a finer night you know you'll never see. Meet your prince, a charming prince, as charming as a prince will ever be. The stars in the hazy heaven tremble above you, while he's whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye, away you fly, but on your lips you keep a kiss. All your life will dream of this lovely, lovely night. A lovely night, a lovely night, a finer night you know you'll never see. You meet your prince, a charming prince, as charming as a prince will ever be. The stars in the hazy heaven tremble above you, while he's whispering, darling, I love you. You say goodbye, away you fly, but on your lips you keep a kiss. All your life you dream of this lovely, lovely night. But let's not forget, for every Cinderella at the ball, there are at least two ugly stepsisters. Now, what do you think their feelings are, those two girls, while they're sitting there watching this stranger dancing all night with the prince? How could you describe the way they feel? Pissed off, might we add. Why would a fellow want a girl like her, a frail and lovely beauty? Why can't a fellow ever once prefer a solid girl like me?
She's a frothy little bubble with a fragile sort of charm.
getting together, falling in love, maybe even getting married, and then come the adult parties for couples. Other people too. And the men at these parties, well, they get the idea it would be kind of fun to flirt and perhaps philander and maybe disappear altogether. And their wives just don't know where they've gone, and it really is very annoying to them. This has been a problem for ladies, as far back as Roman antiquity. And speaking of Roman antiquity, a funny thing happened on the way to the Forum. And that's the show this song is from. For over 30 years, I've cried myself to sleep, assailed by doubts and fears so great the gods themselves would weep. The moment he is gone, I wonder where he'll go. In all your simple honesty, you can't begin to know. I want him, I need him. Where is he? That dirty old man is here somewhere, cavorting with someone young and fair, disporting in every shameless whim. Just wait till I get my hands on him, I'll hold him and hold him. Where is he? That dirty old man, where can he be? Profaning our vows for all to see, complaining how he's misunderstood, abusing me if he only would. Sweet love, why hide? You vermin, you worm, you villain, come face and praise your bride. Wherever he is, I know he's still an angel, my angel. Where is he? That dirty old man divine, I love him, I love him. That lecherous, lewd, lascivious, loathsome, lying, lazy, dirty old man of mine. And of course the ladies are still upset today, but far be it from me to discard the male point of view. I want to be fair. So, for the moment, my name is Michael, and my wife Agnes and I are characters in the show I Do, I Do. And we've just come home from a party, and my wife Agnes is a bit miffed because I received a certain amount of female attention. In fact, I was the lively soul of the party. And she is annoyed, poor dear, so I'm just going to have to explain things to her. Women, you see, are different from men. Oh, they look marvelous when they're young, but the minute a woman achieves her matron station, there begins a certain process of, well, deterioration. Now, just a minute, let me finish. It's a well-known fact that a man is more attractive the older that he grows. He's like the late October rose. He's noticed everywhere he goes. It's the strangest thing that a man is more distinguished as time starts sliding by. Although I really don't know why. I couldn't change it if I tried. Unfortunately, maybe. But changeable, it's not. Men of 40 go to town. Women go to pot. It's 31 is like domestic beer. He has a certain body, but he hasn't got it here. He wheels, he deals, he doesn't spare expense, but he's like the national budget. All bills, no sense. But when a man is 41, he's entering his prime. Delightfully witty, still he's wise, for he stood the test of time. Unfortunate, well, maybe, but changeable, it's not. Head off for Virginia, go to town, a women go to pot. It's a well-known fact that a man is more attractive with each passing year. He gets more and more attractive, and the girls react. It's a well-known fact. Hi, now, my name is Agnes, and my husband Michael has just disappeared. He's probably gone to look at himself in a mirror somewhere. But Michael's explanation to me, well, after that wonderful explanation of his, what is there for me to say but, oh, that pompous ass! Now's the time for that hat. The one I've been saving for all these years. An $85 hat. What do you think of that? 13 feathers of a pigeon and a bird of paradise blue. I've kept this hat for 4 whole years in this great big box right under the bed, right here in this very same room. Well, now my spouse, it's out of the box, and I'm gonna tell you what. If I am going to go to pot, this pot is gonna be hot. Say, who's that racy middle-aged lady underneath the peacock's tail? Why don't you know that's Flaming Agnes? Her husband up and left her. Who's that pale, available matron peeking underneath her veil? Why can't you guess that's Flaming Agnes? Emancipated lady, used to find her sitting in the kitchen Now you realize that Michael and Agnes are a couple who really kind of did these songs lightly, and they had no intention, honestly, of parting. But in this next song, from the show Fallings, we find ourselves at a very lavish party, during which the lady Phyllis discovers that her husband's shenanigans, which he's always carried on, have now gone way, way too far. And she becomes very angry and tells him she has had enough. And he says, "But Phyllis, how could you leave me?" How do you wipe tears away when your eyes are dry? Sweetheart, lover, could I recover? Give up the joys I have known. Not to fetch your pills again every day at 5. Not to give those dinners for 10 elderly men from the UN. How could I survive? Could I leave you and your shelves of the world's best books and those evenings of marred looks, cryptic sighs, sullen glares from those injured eyes, leave the quips with a sting, jokes with a sneer, passionless love-making once a year, leave the lies ill-concealed and the wounds never healed and the game's not worth winning, and wait, I'm just beginning. What, leave you? How could I leave you? What would I do on my own? Putting thoughts of you aside in the south of France, would I think of suicide? Darling, shall we dance? Would I live through the pain on a terrace in Spain? Would it pass? Would it pass? Could I bury my rage with a boy half your age in the grass? Bet your ass. But I've done that already. Or didn't you know, love? Tell me, how could I leave when I've left long ago? Love, could I leave you? No, the point is, could you leave me? Well, I guess you could leave me the house, leave me the flat, leave me the brocks and chigals and all that. You could leave me the stocks for sentiment's sake and 90% of the money you make and the rugs and the cooks. Darling, you take the drugs, angel, you keep the books, honey, I'll take the grand, sugar, you keep the spinach and all of our brains and just wait a goddamn minute! What, leave you, leave you? How could I leave you, sweetheart? I'll have to confess. Would I leave you? Yes. Will I leave you? Will I leave you? Yes. After a few scenes like that, it's rather not surprising that a person becomes kind of jaded and cynical about parties. My story is much too sad to be told, but practically everything leaves me totally cold. The only exception I know is the case when I'm to find somebody that you get a kick out of and just go off and have a little party for two somewhere sleepy and somnolent and lazy. It's a lazy afternoon, and the beetlebugs are zooming, and the tulip trees are blooming, and there's not another human. But us two. It's a lazy afternoon, and the breezes are weeping, and the cows are sleeping, and the speckled trout stop leaping upstream. As we dream of nothing cold hangs over the hill, unfolding like a rose. If you hold my hand and sit real still, you can hear the grass as it It's a hazy afternoon, and I know a place that's quiet, except for daisies running riot, and there's no one passing by to see. Come spend this lazy So, you have your lady oven, you have your magical glittering night, and then comes the morning after, when you find yourself alone, looking into the mirror. The party's over. It's time to call it a day. No matter how you pretend, you knew it would end this way. It's time to wind up the masquerade. Just make your mind up The party's over. The candles flicker and dim. You danced and dreamed through the night. It seemed to be right, just being with him. Now you must wake up. All dreams must end. Take off your makeup. The party's over. It's all over. The sun comes up. I think about you. The coffee cup. I think about you. I want you so. It's like I'm losing my mind. The morning ends. I think about you. I talk to friends. I think about you. And do they know? It's like I'm losing my mind. All afternoon doing every little chore. The thought of you stays bright. Sometimes I stand in the middle of the floor, not going left, not going right. I dim the lights to think about you. Spend sleepless nights to think about you. You said you loved me, or were you just being kind? Or am I losing my mind? I was only a child when I met you. You came from the Bermuda. You said, would you like a bit of travel? You promised all but the moon. I asked you what you did for a living, and you swore, God's my witness to me, that you worked for the railroad people and would never follow the sea. You said a lot, Johnny, not a word was true, Johnny. You betrayed me, Johnny, the moment we met. I hate your guts, Johnny. Don't stand there grinning, Johnny. Take that pipe out of your mouth, you rat. Why did you treat me so rough? My God, and I do love you so. Why am I feeling so low? You have no heart, John, and I do love you so. At first it was always Sunday, as long as I pleased you at night. But then just a few weeks later, not a thing I did was right. Up and down we tramped through the Punjab, the river along to the sea. But now when I look in the mirror, there's a broken face that I see. You wanted no love, Johnny, you wanted the loot, Johnny, but your lips Johnny, I can never forget. You asked for everything, Johnny. I gave you more, Johnny. Take that pipe out of your mouth, you rat. Why'd you treat me so wrong? Johnny, my heart, and I do love you so. Johnny, why am I feeling so low? You have no heart, Johnny, and I do love you so. I wish I had paid more attention to that nickname of yours and the rest. All along that bloody awful coastline, you have been a notorious guest. In a sixpence a night bed one morning, I will wake to the thunder of the sea, and your ship will be leaving the harbor, and you won't even wave to me. You have no heart, Johnny. You're a bastard, Johnny. Why'd you leave me, Johnny? Can you tell me that? I love you more, Johnny, than the first night, Johnny. Take that pipe out of your mouth, you rat. John, why'd you treat me so wrong? Johnny, my God, and I do love you so. Johnny, why am I feeling so low? You have no heart, Johnny, and I do love you so. Really, we mustn't despair, must we? I mean, there are people who meet at these parties, they get together and they really like each other, and the morning after is fine, and they want to spend time together. They want to be together. All the time, but, well, it's August. And the weather gets in the way. It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. I'd like to sup with my baby tonight and play the pup with my baby tonight. I'd like to sup with my baby tonight, play the pup with my baby tonight, but I ain't up to my baby tonight, 'cause it's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. I'd like to stop for my baby tonight and blow my top for my baby tonight. I'd like to stop for my baby tonight, blow my top with my baby tonight, but I'd be a flop with my baby tonight, 'cause it's so darn hot. It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. I'd like to fool with my baby tonight. Break every rule with my baby tonight. I'd like to fool with my baby tonight. Break every rule with my baby tonight. But Pillow, you'll be my baby tonight, 'cause it's too darn hot. According to the latest report, every average man you know much prefers his lovey-dovey to court night, 'cause it's so darn hot. According to the latest report, every average man you know much prefers to play his favorite sport when the temperature is low. But when the thermometer goes way up and the weather is sizzling hot, Mr. Gob for his squab, a Marine for his queen, a GI for his cutie pie is not. 'Cause it's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. It's too darn hot. Oh, it's hot. Now we'll soon be ready for our intermission, but before we get to that, I want to talk about another kind of party, and fundraisers often use them, not this one of course, but they often have Monte Carlo night, casino night, bingo night, etc. Gambling. Yes, gambling. The risk, the danger, the excitement, the sweet, the joy, the despair. And who described the situation better than Sky Masterson in Guys and Dolls? Give me the dice and give me some room. You've seen me roll for 100 G's, but I've got a lot more than dough riding on this one. They call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running out. You're on this date with me, the pickings have been lush, and yet before this evening is over, you might give me the brush. You might forget your manners, you might refuse to stay, and so the best that I can do is pray. Luck be a lady tonight, luck be a lady tonight, luck if you've ever been a lady to begin with, luck be a lady tonight. Luck let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I never been treated of a guy you've been with, luck be a lady with me. A lady doesn't believe her sport. It isn't fair, it isn't nice. A lady doesn't wander all over the room and blow on some other guy's dice. So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby, I'm a fella you came in with. Love be a lady. Love be a lady. Love be a lady tonight. Love let a gentleman see how nice a dame you can be. I don't believe trick of a guy you've been with. Love be a lady with me. A lady wouldn't flirt with strangers. She'd have a heart. She'd have a soul. A lady wouldn't roll and snake eyes at me when I bet my life on this roll. So let's keep the party polite. Never get out of my sight. Stick with me, baby. I'm a fella you came in with. Love be a lady. Love be a lady. Luck be a lady tonight. When we return in about 15 minutes, we'll be talking about the performing artist as life of the party. See you then.
You ready?
Well, I guess it's true what they say, a pretty girl can get you to do all.
Welcome back. What good is sitting alone in your room? Come hear the music play. Life is a cabaret, old child. Come to the cabaret. Put down the knitting, the book and the brew. Time for a holiday. Life is a cabaret, old child. Come to the cabaret. Come taste the wine. Come hear the band. Come blow your horns, start celebrating. Ring this wheel, tables waiting. Moves permitting, some prophet doom to wipe every smile away. Life is a cabaret, old child. Come to the cabaret. I used to have a girlfriend known as Elsie, with whom I shared 4 sordid rooms in Chelsea. She wasn't what you'd call a blushing flower. As a matter of fact, she rented by the hour. The day she died, the neighbors came to snicker. Well, that comes out too much pills and liquor. But when I saw her laid out like a queen, she was the happiest corpse I've ever seen. I think of Elsie to this very day. we're going to now talk about the artist as life of the party. Now, some people don't actually want to be artists, they just like to have a little of the limelight, and they'll tell stories, for example, at parties. I'm sure you've run into many of these back on there. Now, this is really my favorite. This is my favorite story, and it is told at a party in the show Cabaret. Now, all you have to know to understand this little song is this one word. The word is miskite. It's a Yiddish word. Miskite means ugly, funny looking. Miskite means miskite. Once upon a time there was a miskite. Looking in the mirror he would say, what an awful shock. I've got a face that could stop up. Miskite, such a pretty on him. He's a miskite. Got up in his heaven, left him out on a shaky limb. He put a miskite on him. Well, listen, he grew up. Even miskites grew up. And soon in the Heder, the Hebrew school, he sat beside this little girl. Then he asked her name. She replied, I'm Pearl. He ran to the Zeta, his grandfather, and said in that screechy voice of his, you told me I was the homeliest. Well, Gramps, you're wrong. Pearliest. Miskite. No one ever saw bigger miskite. Everywhere a flaw, and maybe that is the reason why I'm gonna love her until I die. Miskite, ooh, is it a pleasure? She's a miskite. She's the one I'll treasure, for I thought there would never be a bigger miskite than me. But listen to what happened. So they were married, and in a year she turned and smiled. I'm afraid I am going to have a child. Oh, 9 months she carried, worrying how that child would look, and all the cousins were worried too. But what a turn fate took! Gorgeous. They produced a baby that was gorgeous. Crowding round the cradle, all the relatives ah and oohed. He ought to pose for a baby food. Gorgeous. Would I tell a lie? He's simply gorgeous. Who'd have ever thought that we would see such a flawless gem? How about 2 miskites like them? Wait, there's a moral. Moral, yes indeed the story has a moral. Though you're not a beauty, it is nevertheless quite true. There may be beautiful things in you. Miskite, listen to the fable of the miskite. Anyone responsible for loveliness, large or small, is not a miskite at all. So some people are contented with storytelling, but there are many who decide they really do want to be professionals. Actors, for example. And I must say, seeing the struggles that they have to go through, I sometimes wonder why they do it. Even at the beginning, before they've even started a career, studies can be so difficult. Terrible experience. Take, for instance, the case of Diana Morales from A Chorus Line. I'm so excited because I'm going to go to the High School of says, okay, we're going to do improvisations. Now, you're on a bobsled, and it's snowing out, and it's cold. Okay, go. Every day for a week we would try to feel the motion down the hill. Every day for a week we would try to hear the wind rush, feel the chill. And I dug right down to the bottom of my soul to see what I had inside. Yes, I dug right down to the bottom of my soul, and I tried, and everybody's going, I feel the snow, I feel the cold, I feel the air. And Mr. Carp turns to me and he says, okay, Morales, what did you feel? And I said, nothing, I'm feeling nothing. And he said, nothing could get a girl transferred. They all felt something, but I felt nothing except the feeling that this bullshit was absurd. But I said to myself, hey, it's only the first week. Maybe it's genetic. They don't have bobsleds in San Juan. Second week, more advanced, and we had to be a table, be a sports car, ice cream cone. Mr. Carp, he would say, very good, except Morales. Try Morales all alone. And I dug right down to the bottom of my soul to see how an ice cream felt. Yes, I dug right down to the bottom of my soul, and I tried to melt. The kids yelled, nothing! They called me nothing. And Carp allowed it, which really makes me burn. They were so helpful. They called me hopeless until I really didn't know where else to turn. And Carp kept saying, Morales, I think you ought to transfer to Girls High. You'll never be an actress, never. Jesus Christ! Went to church, praying Santa Maria, send me guidance, on my knees. Went to church, crying Santa Maria, help me feel it, pretty please. And the voice from down in the bottom of my soul came up to the top of my head, and the voice from down in the bottom of my soul, here is what it said. This man is nothing. This course is nothing. If you want something, go find a better class. And when you found one, you'll be an actress. And I assure you that's what finally came to pass. 6 months later, I heard the Carp had died. And I dug right down to the bottom of my soul and cried, 'cause I felt nothing. And if the beginning of the acting career is difficult, what about the end of the career? For example, if you're trying to make a comeback and nobody cares whether you do or not, take Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard. They don't want me anymore. They all say I'm through. Well, it's time they knew. mule, I play every part. I can make your sad heart sing. With one look, you'll know all you need to know. With one smile, I'm the girl next door. All the love that you hungered for. When I speak, it's with my soul. I can play any role. No words can tell the stories my eyes tell. Watch me when I run. You can't write that down. You know I'm right. It's there in black and white. When I look your way, you'll hear what I say. Yes, with one look, I put words to shame. Just one look sets the screen aflame. Silent music starts to play. One tear in my eye makes the whole world cry. With one look, they'll forgive the past. They'll rejoice. I've returned at last to my people in the dark. Still out there in the dark. Silent music starts to play. With one look, you'll know all you need to know. With one look, I'll ignite a blaze. I'll return to my glory days. They'll say, Norma's back at last. This time, I'm staying for good. I'll be back where I was born to be. With one look, I'll be So, why do they do it? Well, sometimes because they want to be someone else. Now, you know, some people, whether they're on stage or off, and even whether they're actors or not, they're always so very theatrical, you know. But some people, even when they're on stage as actors, when they come off stage, they're not theatrical at all. I'm colorless and shy, inhibited and dull. My entrance into any room is followed by a lull. This droopiness in me miraculously melts when I step on a stage and make believe I'm someone else. Quite suddenly I'm mentally and physically equipped with most unusual qualities. beneath my picture there, and no one looks at me. Sometimes I wear dark glasses, concealing who I am. Then all at once I take them off, and no one gives a damn. But when I start to play a part, I play the part okay. No longer am I no one when I'm someone in a play. Every man is flipping his lid over that phenomenal kid. Who could she be? It's me, it's me, it's me. Whose hot kiss from passionate lips perpetrates a total eclipse? Who could it be? It's me, it's me, it's me. Oh, what I can perpetrate by my osculation. Just one little kiss and there goes perpetration. Who has found the formula which satisfies the cellular itch? Or who's about to die the personality? Well, here's the big surprise. How dark and day in my eyes. It's nobody else but wonderful, beautiful. Now, some ladies, of course, besides the acting, enjoy the attentions they get, the gifts, the flowers, the jewelry, and everything else that goes with it from those wonderful door Johnnies, as they used to call them. They might call them male groupies now, I don't know. But when a girl has all that attention, like Lois in Kiss Me Kate, well, she sometimes has a little trouble because her steady guy gets really upset about it. So she really has to calm him down and explain things to him. Oh, Bill, why can't you behave? Oh, why can't you behave? How in hell can you be jealous when you know, baby, I'm your slave? I'm just mad for you, and I'll always be. But naturally, when the custom tailor vet asks me out for something wet, if the vet begins to pet, I cry hooray. But I'm always true to you, darling, my passion. Yes, I'm always true to you, darling, in my way. I enjoy a tender pass by the boss of Boston, Mass, though his pass is middle class and not to Back Bay. simpler than all of that. What is it that we live in for? Applause, applause. Nothing I love brings on love like sweet applause. You're thinking your friend that nobody cares. Then suddenly you start, and somehow you're in charge again. And it's a ball, trying to sing, life seems to swing, and you're the king of it all. Oh, you had a taste of the sound that says love. Applause, applause, applause. It's better than pop, it's better than booze. A shout of applause will stomp off the blues. You work till you're dead, it ain't for the brain. Call me out of my head. Your bank account's bare. Your cat has the flu. You're losing your hair. Then you hear it. And have a stumble out. And just like that, this is the night. Everything's right. Love hits you right where you're at. 'Cause you had a taste of the sound that says love. Applause, 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 applause. Why do we work our asses off? What is it for? And it's the pretty soon that you have a happy audience roar. 'Cause you had a taste of the sound that says love. Applause, 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 applause. So now we know why the artist wants to be an artist and life of the party, but what can we as audience members gain from all of this artistic experience? Well, now, there's a lady named Aurora. She's kind of a femme fatale fantasy woman in Kiss of the Spider Woman, and she has a theory on all of this, which I would now like to share with you. When you feel you've gone to hell in a handbasket, and the world in which you dwell's no paradise, I've some counsel I can give, you need but ask it. I'm so very glad to share this good advice. You've got to learn how not to be where you are. The more you face reality, the more you scar. So close your eyes and you become a movie star. Why must you stay where you are? You've got to learn how not to see what you see. The slice of hell you call your life is harsh and mean. So why not lie beside me on a silver screen? Why must you see what you see? And if you find that you land in jail, a little fantasy will not fail. It's just as simple as ABC. Come up here, play with me, play with But there are some people who make it their ambition for their children to be the center of attention, the artist, and therefore the life of the party. And they're often referred to disparagingly as stage mothers. And I guess there's no better example of that than Mama Rose from Gypsy. But now, her kids have left her. Her lovers walked out on her. She finds herself out there all alone on stage, and she's as mad as hell. Here she is, boys! Here she is, world! Here's Rose! Come on, like the lights. Hit it, boys! You either got it, or you ain't. And boys, I got it. You like it? Well, I got it. Some people got it, make it pay. Some people can't even give it away. This people's got it, and this people's spreading it around. You either have it, or you've had it. Hello, everybody. My name's Rose. What's yours? How do you like that, Miss Rose, Mr. Goldstone? Hold your hats and hallelujah. Mama's gonna show it to ya. Ready or not, here comes Mama. Mama's talking loud, Mama's doing fine, Mama's getting hot, Mama's going strong, Mama's got the stuff, Mama's all alone, Mama doesn't care, Mama's letting loose, Mama's moving on, Mama's letting go. Mama, Mama, Mama's got the stuff, Mama's gotta move, Mama's gotta go. Mama, Mama, Mama's gotta let go. Why did I do it? How did it get me? Scrapbooks for me in the background. Give 'em love, what does it get you? What does it get you when you look at each of them vision? All your life, what does it get you? Thanks a lot. Out with the garbage. They take vows and you're back in zero. I have a dream. I dreamed it for you. It wasn't for me. And if it wasn't for me, then where would you be, Miss Gypsy Rose Lee? Well, someone tell me, when is it my turn? Don't I get a drink for myself? Starting now, it's gonna be my turn. Get away, world, get off of my runway. Starting now, like metaphors, and this time, boys, I'm taking the vows. And everything's coming up rose. Everything's coming up roses. Everything's coming up roses. This time for me. 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 part where we get to have the food part of the party. But before we get to it, I would like to just, if I may, give you a little advice on how to make your next party just a little more exciting. Of course, it's fun to wear a red paper hat. Of course, it's good to know the wine isn't flat. But though you take a certain comfort from that, you better have me there. The life of the party. Of course, it's nice to see the streamers are flung. To know the guest list is appealingly young. But if you want the bell to really be rung, you better have me there. The life of the party, oh no, you wouldn't want the night to be a bore, to have him gazing fondly at the door. So why not have it guaranteed? The fun's about to begin when I come sauntering in. Of course, it's nice